difficulty in parenting is a sign that something is amiss. Parenting shouldn't be that difficult. We've been doing it for thousands of years. It should be somewhat natural, intuitive, and instinctive. Yet, in today's society, there are signs that parenting is actually becoming more difficult. This despite the fact that we have never had more books on parenting, and now we've got one more. A special one though, right? That we've never had more experts in parenting telling us what to do. That we've never had more information about child development. And that probably we've never had less children to parent. And despite all of this, we seem to be having more difficulty with our children than our parents had with us or their parents had with them. So something is amiss. And of course, that's what I want to talk about this evening. What it is that has come amiss. And I want to start with the question, what makes parenting so difficult? But I want to approach it a little bit different way. Change the question slightly to what makes a child easy to parent. Sometimes it's the way we ask a question that leads us to the insights and the answers. And I think just changing the question ever so slightly can segue us into that material fairly easy. So the question we're going to ask is, what makes a child easy to parent? Now, we could discuss this for a bit, you and I, and we could come up very quickly with some things I think that we would all agree with between ourselves. For the sake of time, I'll just be rather unilateral about this since I've prepared the slides already, and just get on with it. What makes a child easy to parent? Well, obviously, a child who listens and attends to us. Makes it so much easier to parent the child. A child who takes our cues for what to do, how to act, how to be, what to wear, how to talk. That is very, very important. A child who trusts in us, not only trusts us, but entrusts themselves or himself or herself to us. A child who looks up to us, obviously that plays a very strong part in making a child easy to parent. We'll go on, who seeks our help, our assistance in things, who likes our company. It's not very easy to parent a child who resists being with us. Who feels at home with us, very important. A child who finds we are a place of retreat, a comfort, who is at home with us. A child who follows us, who follows our lead. We need to lead into values, need to lead into our culture, into our society. We need to lead into so many things as parents. A child who follows our lead, who likes us, who likes to please us, who seeks to measure up to our expectations. And the real ringer here, of course, is a child who doesn't want to have secrets from us, at least ones that would push them away from us. This certainly takes care of sneakiness in a child. It makes a child much easier to be able to deal with. Now, if you have not yet seen your children represented in that list, you indeed are going to have difficulty in parenting. Now, all of this, these characteristics are relative, of course. They're not absolute. The more a child is represented in this list, the more these characteristics are true, the easier that child would be to parent. Now, where do these things come from? Can a child be born like this? No, this is not a result of genetics. If it was, it would be consistent. A child can be like this to one parent and not another, at one time and not another, to one grandparent and not another. So this is not a result of genetics. Well, okay, there's nature and there's nurture. So that means that this would have to be learned. Can you teach a child to be like this? In actual fact, you cannot. These characteristics are not a result of learning. You cannot teach children to be like this, but if these characteristics are there, you can teach a child many things. That child is highly teachable. If a child is like this, shows these characteristics to a teacher, that child will be highly teachable, highly open to be influenced. Well, what have we got left? How about skill? That's the big word in parenting today. It must be skill. What a parent does. Well, you could have 4 children, 3 of which were relatively represented in this list, 1 which wasn't. You are the same person with the same skill, and yet that child who is not represented in this list is going to be very difficult to parent. It's estimated that 95% of the parenting literature today assumes that the key to parenting is in what you do, and that parenting can be learnt as a skill. I'm going to suggest to you this evening, very strongly suggest, that we've got it wrong, that we've taken a wrong turn. It's not a result of skill. What else do we have? Is it a parent who assumes responsibility? No. Is it, remember Stills, Nash, and Young? Did they not tell us to teach our children well? Yes. Is it assuming responsibility? And this was a very common idea of parenting. Is it the more we assume responsibility as a parent, that the more a child is going to be like this? You know, not at all. It has nothing to do. You might be the most responsible parent in the world, and it will not guarantee that a child at all will be easy to parent. Well, we pretty well covered everything, but there's one more thing. What about parental love? Is this a result of parental love? No, but if your child is not represented in these characteristics, you would need a lot of love to compensate for that. Children who do not display these attributes or characteristics are very, very difficult to parent and very difficult to love. But at least we're on the right track. It's not the love of a parent for the child. The key to the ease of parenting and the context of parenting is the love of a child for the parent. To put it as simply as I could, a child must be in right relationship with the parent for the parent to be able to do the job and to provide a context to parent.